doesn't know who Hawklight is.
Well, that changes things. We
This
went.
this this Hawklight claims to be working on behalf of your consul, and has sent us on a few less than pleasant missions already.
What was the exact name position that Hawkeye said that he was?
He was a lieutenant in the guards.
Okay. Yeah. So as lieutenant, would he be like the highest ranking or?
No, he's not highly ranked at all. He's just above sergeant.
Okay.
Well, basically,
we might want to we want to try and find out if he has any position within the army. But I don't even know if this guy can help us with that sort of thing. We might have to talk with the military. Crap.
Kidnapping a senator to ask him questions. I love it.
We haven't kidnapped him.
Oh, not yet. No, that's
we
right.
haven't. We have completely not.
Well, actually,
He's still in his home. He hasn't gone anywhere.
Yeah, actually, I'm kind of trying to wonder because we did end up getting a hotel room because of this guy. So some people in the city know who he is.
yeah. So you're thinking about this internal.
Would you be able to ask him about who authorized us to go after Mad Wes?
Oh, yeah,
'Cause
that's a
we
good-
all got
that's a
paid
good
like
idea.
250 gold for that. That money had to come from somewhere.
I'm going to ask him if he knows anything about the capture of Wes the Mad.
He writes down. The council voted to eliminate Wes as a potential threat.
Right.
What is what? Okay, then I guess there's only one other person. we
Did
can
you
think
hear
of.
any news of his capture?
He writes down, "I won't scream. Could you take the thing off my mouth?"
All right, I carefully take my hand off his mouth.
Thank you. And I'll note that he's facing you guys on the edge of the bed. He's not facing the body. And he says, yes, the council voted to eliminate Wes the Mad. And he says, that was a very long time ago. Our army captain, what the hell is the proper title for it? What is the highest ranking official in the army? Do you know?
General?
General. Okay. It was General Zerun. He was tasked with eliminating him. How it came down to you, I have no idea.
We were given the task by this one Thorn Hawklight,
And we carried it out. He was
And then-
brought to a prison.
and then a secondary task was given to us in relation to Wes the Mad, and then things got complicated as a result of that.
Well, the last I heard, Wes was in custody of the guard.
Mm-hmm. Wes isn't. We believe he's still in custody with the guard, but the question then is not just Wes, but who Wes is working for, and then that led us to another mission.
We determined that Wes was insane. He wasn't doing anything. But he was acting on his own. I thought. Well, that's what I was told.
We assumed as such up until our mission was carried out.
Our secondary.
Eventually, we were told by our employer that he suspected that he had been given supplies by a potentially greater threat to Wyrmwick. However, while we went to investigate this and to retrieve supplies for him, we came to be under the suspicion that he was not telling us everything about the whole picture.
We suspect that there might be a case where this employer of ours might be one either working for this threat or working to overtake this threat in some form in ways that are.
So you think there's an agent of Owain's in the guard?
We don't really know.
He might either be an agent of Owain or he might be working internally in ways that
Wait,
are.
hang on a sec. I'm going to, Jason. I don't know if this was just a mistake of yours, but I'm going to use insight to try and remember if Owain ever actually came up in the conversation before he spoke the name.
No, I don't think we spoke.
Go ahead and actually. No, Owain did not come up in the conversation. Well, that's a good point. That's actually just a mistake on my part. He actually should know the name.
Okay.
It should just be so. Let me rephrase that. It should. So you think there's a double agent in the guard or somehow?
Possibly. That is certainly a possibility. That's why we needed to talk to someone about this individual, about this, like this, see if everything, if it was known, if everything he was doing was approved and sanctioned by the council.
Well, if we did approve to take out Wes by any means necessary, and it was ordered a further investigation would be made, but no further action, no further actions were to be taken in terms of imprisonment or capture. Once we had Wes, the council felt that the situation was cleared up, but the army felt that the situation was not all it would seem. So a further investigation was voted upon. But
do you mean that the army could be taking measures that the council is not aware of?
We generally resolve to let the army do basically as it pleases. But we did order them to conduct a full investigation into the matter. However, we did not authorize them to take further actions in terms of capturing people like Wes the Mad.
I see.
Interesting. Well, this is
definitely... So this still might not necessarily come down to Hawkeye, but he could be acting on his own, but it could also have to do with the army.
This person we speak of he is a member of the local guards, and he was the one that would directly hired us to accomplish the orders that went down in terms of dealing with Wes the Mad.
Why would the guard be involved? The guard handles internal matters, not matters outside the city walls.
That is why we were hired, so that we could handle
something's
that.
Very strange here. You say you were hired by the guard to
Well,
handle matters outside city walls.
Well, a member of the guard, at least.
Yes.
He told us outright that we were hired because the guard was not meant to handle matters outside the city.
But we were not hired by someone within the army, per se. No, we were hired by one of the lieutenants within the guard. Yes.
That sounds highly suspicious. And you went on this mission.
We went on 2 missions.
We went on 2, yes.
You went on 2 missions.
First to retrieve Wes the Mad, and then when new information surfaced, we went to...
So the guard hired you to capture Wes the Mad? This was tasked to the army. This is highly strange.
I agree with given how your reaction to this is. So...
We need to discuss this further. It's a little late at night and a little personal here.
I agree. If you are willing to, we would be more than happy to speak to you in your office during regular hours.
My office may not be the best place. We should meet at some local tavern somewhere. Perhaps you guys know of one where we could meet in some place more privately.
Perhaps.
What's more private than the room with your decapitated wife?
Yeah, I think that we're kind of avoiding talking about like the elephant in the room.
The elephant without a head.
The headless elephant in the room.
Well, we were set up in a nearby inn, with apparently funding from either the guard or the council. We're not quite sure, but that is where we're staying for the time being. Though even that might not be the best place to meet. We'll find a. I guess suppose we'll. I'm trying to think of like if I know of any other. local taverns that we could just
We
use.
appreciate your help in this matter, and we do need to further discuss this as soon as possible because, as I previously stated, there is someone who also seeks to harm us.
Harm us, harm the council, harm the city.
We'll let's arrange for something. We can speak in the morning. I'll clear my schedule with my secretary, and then he turns over, and he turns around. He's sitting on the edge of the bed. He turns around. Looks like he's reaching for something, either a pen or a piece of paper. He turns around and he sees the body, and he jumps up and screams, "Oh my God! What the fuck?"
At this point, I try to.
Wait, that wasn't you?
Wait, that wasn't you.
Can someone say that, please?
Right.
I can also go. Ah! When did that get there?
I try to. I try to.
He jumps up and jumps back. Did you?
I raise my hands like saying, that body was there when I arrived, sir.
Not that when we got here, guy.
He's absolutely aghast and he's just shaking on the back of the wall, staring at the corpse of his wife.
I move to at least cover the corpse with a blanket so he's not staring at it. And I turn to say, I was equally shocked when I saw it myself. I didn't want to say anything.
You didn't want him? I don't want you. You sleep with corpses.
We thought it would be disturbing enough for you to be woken up by two strangers in the middle of the night.
But, what is the meaning of it? Why?
I don't know. It was there already.
It was there when we arrived.
I have to get the guard. Get the guard. Guards!
Well, can we still meet with you? We'll be going now.
The guards, you hear rustling from the rooms below, and the guards rush up to his room. And
now, I assume we hear the guards rustling?
Yeah, you hear the commotion.
Alright, then I'm coming up after them.
The guards rush into the room, and one of the guys in charge goes, "What's all this then?" And he looks over at the bed. "Oh my word, sir!" And the guards surround. Three of the guards surround the men in the room. "Sir, what's going on here?" And he explains that you broke in, and there's a corpse next to him.
Well, looky there, that seems to be a corpse there on that bed. That's strange.
I'm still standing outside the room. They seem to have walked past me. I'm like, ooh, how stealthy am I?
Oh no, you're in the room.
Drew, do you think that we should just say what we thought? Because that seems about as believable as an explanation at this point as anything.
Go ahead, Dother. Yeah.
We heard the rumor that your dead wife was found without her head, and we thought that was her.
Well,
I don't sleep with her!
I don't sleep with corpses, sir!
Then that makes us equally
I don't
confused.
make assumptions, I'm sorry.
Then that leaves me even more confused. How did she get there?
She was killed as a political message. Maybe the same people want me, warning me.
Am I in this room now?
You guys are behind the guards, and the guards are surrounding the other three.
But
We're in the room.
I assure you, Councilman, that this was not the work of us in any way, shape, or form. This was here before we even arrived.
Well, Councilman, how long ago was your wife killed?
Quite a while ago, several years, in fact.
Then how is there perfectly, regarding the obvious missing part, intact corpse in your bed? I actually am going to ask, may I be able to investigate to see if this is, in fact, even a real body?
Before you're able to sort of step forward, the guard captain sort of draws his sword and points it at you, and oh, excuse me, Muzarog sort of motions for him to put the sword down. He said, "Yes, please take a look." I